Welcome to Q's Lounge.
Good morning. You made it just in time. Open up your eyes and feel your heartbeat. 'Cause that's the proof. You get another try to get some wrong things right and press repeat. So leave your mark here. Don't waste another second, 'cause so many didn't make it to today. And I know it's hard, but you gotta keep on moving and put all your faith and trust in God. Your trust in God. 'Cause you were made for so much more than you will ever see right here and now. Right here and now. And you were called to plant a seed that takes more time to grow than the few hours you have inside a day. Don't let it slip away, no, no, 'cause you were made for this. You were made for this. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Good morning to you. You've just walked into Q's Lounge. We do night shows, we do morning shows. Today is a beautiful day. And I'm excited to be here. Welcome everybody that is coming from YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, Twitter, everyone that's on Facebook. I first want to thank God for the opportunity to be here this day.
Hey yo, everything is everything. Love is the light of my heart. Get rid of the heavy thing. I will forever sing, forever will bring, and never come between the terror of life and better things. This is my letter.
Yeah.
Deliver the scene from music is everything. We enter my kingdom.
Yeah. A little something to just kind of to ease the mind. Hey. Welcome to Q's Lounge. I'm the host, Brother Q. Yeah, when you come inside of Q's Lounge, this is a place, a space for you. If you can hear this, if you can feel this, let me know in the chat. This is always going to be a space and a place for you to just vibe. Yeah. This is a place to be free. This is a place for us to connect, to vibe.
Generation after generation, we continue to fall. Give me a call if you want to talk. We like brothers, kid. Let's build and continue to live all the way.
All the way. All the way.
This is a song of inspiration for the many who have not experienced the ups and downs of what is life and love.
Welcome, welcome.
We can make, but what you need to do is take your time and figure A through D or all of the above. To some, my diction may sound foreign. No, I hope that I'm not boring. What I'm trying to do is fit your mental like a glove, in hopes that you might understand that joy and pain go hand in hand, and to demand respect when pushing comes down to a shove. So on this day, it's for you that I pray that you would listen with your heart and cast away the things that you have heard. So on this day, it's for you.
Special shout out to Special shout out to everybody that's on social media that's been following Q's Lounge. We're going to get started in just a moment. I appreciate you for tuning in. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Q's Lounge is a place that's like no place else. This is where it's at. And I just thank you for being here, because you could have been any place in the world across social media, but you know, as they say, you chose to be here, so I thank you for being here. You know, the vibe is always good. The vibe is always good here in Q's Lounge, and I thank God for that. This is a safe space. This is a safe space. Yes, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are live. We are live together here on Q's Lounge. And I want to make sure we get the camera angles right. Um, Today is a new day. Last time that we got together and we spoke about the night. We spoke about the night, and I'm back to talk today about the morning. So, good morning to everyone. We want to make sure that we have our music background. But so yeah, last time we got together, we talked about the morning. Let me see here. What's cracking here? Why am I having a tough time? Oh, here we go. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So I apologize for the. Yeah. So last time we got together, you guys, we talked about the night, and we talked about the. We talked about things preparing at night before we go to bed. You know, we talked about preparing before we go to bed and just getting our mind straight. You know, every night, every day, just every moment of our lives is a time for transformation. And so I just wanted to, come back. I spoke about, today is a new day, you know, and are you speaking, life into your new day? And on the last episode, there was, a lot of things that, even for me, like I said, every time I do a podcast, it almost feels like I'm doing this for myself. But I also just appreciate you all too for just tuning in and vibing with me and supporting me and just connecting, because there's a lot of things that, that I say that you may not relate to or you might not believe in, but you still rock with me. And thank you to all those who are on Spotify and on YouTube and all the different platforms that I'm at that are supporting. I'm still looking for everyone to to subscribe on YouTube, to support. And so like I said, last episode it was about going into the night, and the focus around that was just sometimes before we go to bed, there's so many things that are on our mind. There's so many things in our mind that weigh us down from the day. And then this time I wanted to come on and talk about the gift of a new day. The gift of a new day. What is your perspective of a new day? And are you just kind of going through the motions? And so just to kind of kick us off, one of the things I always talk about pretty much on every episode, and my friends who know me personally and up close, I always talk about guarding your heart. And people have the wrong idea of what I mean by that. And guard your heart isn't about being in fear. Guard your heart is like, your heart, whatever's in your heart, is really molding and shaping your life and your perspective. And so I say guard your heart because there's some things that I would even say, social media in a lot of ways is not good for some of us, because there's so many things that are being poured out in social media, so many ideas and opinions and things that are really not healthy, just lifestyles and just different things that don't go well for you. I have friends that watch you watch movies, and I have friends that swear against ever watching a horror movie. It's that sort of thing that I don't watch a horror movie because it just freaks me out, and can't go to sleep and just can't even go watch a movie from beginning to end. And so I think of guarding your heart in the same way, where I say, okay, well, what are those things that are not good for you? And be mindful, that your heart is either, in a lot of ways, especially when we went through, this last political season. We're still in a political season, which it's always a hot mess, in my opinion. And so when we go through those seasons, there's a lot of things that bubbled up, and you start to find out, the character, of certain people and just certain, friends and just different things that we are judging. And I feel like as if we wake up in the day and we have not protected and guarded our heart in some mindful type of way, then it leaves us open and susceptible to the things that are not healthy for our heart. And so I'm the type of person that I'm not the person who is looking for to have arguments. You know what I mean? I'm not the person you're going to fight with. I'm the person that if you have a disagreement, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Let's work through those things. I'm also the type of person who confrontation is just not my thing. And so, in a lot of ways, I don't look for things that are confrontational. I am about, wisdom. I'm intrigued by, differences. I'm intrigued by your point of view and where you come from. But, I guard my heart so that I'm not, getting myself wrapped and entangled, with things that are just your opinion, and I just respect it, and finding those ways. And so, in guarding your heart, I also, talk about renewing your mind, and renewing your mind is extremely important. It's something that your heart and your mind are one, and you want to stay, you want to stay always kind of looking at your mind and your heart as one, because sometimes people, we can kind of separate it at times, but they they're so connected that if you think that you can just focus your mind and not do anything about your heart, you're fooling yourself. So I challenge you to just always kind of check yourself as far as like, you know am I tilting so much to focusing my mind and just figuring things out logically, because that's all we really have, right? If we're just operating in our own will, and you leave out the heart, because if you do them together, your heart gives you another temperament, gives you another perspective, it gives you a depth, it gives you space, around certain things, and the capacity, to hold space for people and differences. And so I just challenge us constantly, as far as renewing our mind. And I wanted to read this, just because it's Q's Lounge, and um, it's Q's Lounge, and this is something that yeah. So don't, yeah. Let me get you the right. This is I think it's Romans 12. I'm gonna get this scripture because I think it's a great scripture. A lot of people may not, share the same faith, but there's not a lot of people who can deny wisdom. If it's good for you, then you should eat from it. And the scripture says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So this is something that, for me, and this is something that's my recommendation, is that you renew your mind. And there's also, I recommend prayer, I recommend meditation. Some people are at different phases of life. The one thing that I'm noticing as I'm, growing older, right? Growing older is that some of these things that are spiritual, some of these things that are psychological, some of these things are for everyone, and we're wrestling, throughout our lives, like, to believe or not to believe, to practice or to not to practice. That is the question, and I'm encouraging you to just check your hearts and just see, and there's evidence there's evidence and proof for folks who are actually practicing the renewing of their mind, and prayer and meditation. I also recommend journaling. Some of these things, again, you can go deep, really deep, and go, dive deeper and deeper into the renewing of your mind, prayer, meditation, and journal. And it's really just an activity for you, for us, for me as well, to empty out those things that are in our mind, that are just toxic, that's static, And so I just, encourage us to find, a way for us to be able to let go of those things that are in our mind, that are distractions, that are, disturbances. And in some ways, if it's something that was still from the night before, it's your chance again before you go out for the new day to let those things go. And then my second one is about planning your day. Plan your day the best you can. There's some super planners out there, and shout out to you, those who are, really good at organization, time management. And my challenge for you, or for the hyper focus, what does your focus say about you? What are you focusing on? Is your focus in your day planned out, really planned out around not failing? Is everything that's organized, everything that's planned, is it about you just not failing? And how do you deal with failure? Because I think it's great. I think it's great to be organized. I think it's great. I'm still in the process of getting better at being organized, and being as diligent as, some are. But the question I have about those focuses is, are they pure? Are they pure? Is it based around you not failing and you not living? Is everything around you just about like, I don't want to disappoint someone, and I don't want to lose this opportunity. And then you don't ever plan for you to live, because the days are so short. The days are so short. So are you planning to live? Are you planning a picnic? Are you planning to go for a walk? Are you planning vacation? Right? Are you planning to read? Are you planning, a vocational activity that or job that you want to do? Something that is fulfilling. Everything is planned around just making it through the day and keeping your house in order, right? Where everybody is just operating, with efficiency, but are you planning to live? How are you living? And is that enough? And I think there's a question, for us to think about is are you focusing on failing more more than living, and have you made room for things that are spontaneous? Are you so organized and so tight with time that you haven't left any room out for spontaneity? you know and I speak to these things because I'm human, you're human too. you know and you can become so robotic in the way that you approach life, and I'm wondering, how are you approaching the day? You're approaching the day not to fail. Wow, you're gonna fail. Every day is a new day, and there's good in it and there's going to be trouble in it as well. But if you made no reference to plan for yourself, the super planner, to plan to live. And then the question, as we go into that, we can go into that. It's like, okay, what do you consider living? You know, and I'm going to always, in this space, I'm always going to encourage a healthy lifestyle. And so I encourage you, if you are planning to live, my prayer for you is that you plan to live in a way that is healthy. And it's not just relying on alcohol, right? It's not relying on just temporary things. So I don't know what those things are for you. It could be paddle boarding, it could be boating, it could be skiing, it could be, again, trying something that you've never, tried before, something that you put off. Plan to live is my hope for you, and plan for spontaneity. Do you have room for the unexpected? And are you okay for the unexpected? When unexpected things that you plan have happened, what's your reaction to it? That, check your heart. You know what I mean? When things happen that you didn't plan for, and it's, feels like it's robbing you of time, you know what I mean? Like, just check your heart. And are you balanced? Leave room for the unexpected. And again, Q, I'm always going to be talking to us about love. And that's where it's at. Sometimes we don't have love and we don't have connection because we don't make room for it, because we try to get things either too planned, or we're so not planned that we're missing out on these opportunities that are right in front of us. And so early morning, let's start the day off. Let's plan the day the best you can. I'm not looking for perfection. It's the best that you can. And then this is the next one I have for us, is challenge ourselves. Challenge ourselves. I want to know, and you should want to know and ask yourself, where are you at? Where are you at? Where's your level of hope at? Have you lost hope? Have you lost hope? Do you even know what hope is? And are the things that you hope for, are they things that are abstract? Are they things that are they things? And is your hope like broad? Do you have like a hope that's like a tunnel vision? You got one thing that you hope for, and you got it to happen one way, And so I in the morning, challenge yourself about, where are you at? Where's your mind at? What's your perspective? Are you feeling, are you feeling bold? Are you feeling brave and courageous? Are you feeling optimistic? And again, in the morning, you got to, sometimes when I say guard your heart in the first step, you might have to guard yourself around people in your own household. I'm just keeping it real. Not everybody's going to be at the same place at the same time, and that is okay. But it is your job to make sure that if you're on the journey of being able to grow and to have try to have a full life, you may have to guard your heart, your time a little bit, so you can have this time to yourself to grow and to heal. And also, you may be in your own household, you might be the model. You may be the model, and hopefully you can get a couple of you in the house who are trying to model, healthy living. And so asking yourself where the hope is that there's a part of us that we have that is in us, that is deeper and that is intrigued by, by knowledge, by wisdom. There's all these supernatural things. I talk about love, and like, I'm so fascinated with it, and connection, because it's something that is in you and around you, and it's a part of you more than we even know. And sometimes it's the difference. it makes the difference to you being able to focus. It makes the difference for you to be a better parent, a better employee, right? A better husband, a better wife. Is, these supernatural things that we don't really take time, to plan for. But having hopelessness is really at times making it very hard for you to accomplish whatever you plan for the day, and whatever that you're procrastinating. Like for the procrastinator, and I'll raise my hand. I've been procrastinating, but I know for myself that I've got to work through these things, and I do, and I just encourage everybody. But to the procrastinator, you can be hopeless yourself, and it's a sign of hopelessness when you don't put those things on the list. You know what I mean? When they're not making the list, and they're not making, there's no plan around it. You know what I mean? And so you are control of your hope. I can't give you hope. I hope to encourage you, and you want to be hopeful, and be mindful again when you're on social media. The things that you watch on TV, the things that you listen, are they the news, for example? It's hopeless. It's hopeless. And you have a choice. Like, you have a choice to plug into these things and listen to these things, and allow these things to come in and receive these things. And what can you do with them? Are they going to encourage your hope? Are they going to broaden you? Are they going to enlighten you? I mean, these are your choices, and I'm not judging anyone, but I'm like, these are your choices. And if you were somebody who is, feeling at times in the morning, you're feeling stuck. You might be organized, you might be doing all the things, you might be working out, you might be doing all the things, but you feel stuck. It's just a time to really just, to really get away. Challenge yourself to be hopeful, especially when you're in a dark season. I think there are folks that we don't know, who are right next to us, that you just saw last night, that you see, you're, at work or on a Zoom meeting, who are in a dark season. They're in a dark season, and nobody knows what's going on in their heart. Nobody knows, like, the depth of, like, how they are hurting, and they don't have a place and space, to be able to, to share what's going on. And I just say to those who may be in that space is to challenge yourself out of it. Challenge yourself out of that dark space by just, adding hope, and start with a little bit. Start with a little bit. I'm not saying these things because I have, like, some, like, perfect, solution to all of your problems. I do believe that wherever that we're at, we can just start with a little bit, like a teeny tiny bit, and things can change. It could be transformational. So if you're in a dark place, my challenge is to you is hope. And then where do you get your hope? Where do you get your hope? And for me, it's in my faith. I believe way beyond what I can see, and I get emotional thinking about, like, how much that I don't know, and how much is more for me to see, and how much more, can I do, when I let go of all these things, when I try some new things, when I make space for spontaneity, when I open my mouth and speak to another person who may not look like me, who may not even I think they even want to talk to me, and something crazy happens, something amazing happens. I was wrong. And then I get something that I never thought I would ever have. I get a new friend, I get wisdom, I get understanding. And sometimes you could be healing somebody just by connecting. Be hopeful. I say, leave the day today and just, expect for something new to happen. Be hopeful. I hope something new happens. I hope to meet a new person. These are things that, whether or not you're in a dark season or you're not in a dark season, we need to stay in this space, because, like I said, we're going to have our good days and our bad days, and we're not in control of either of them. If you're not in a dark season, I say challenge yourself not to be complacent with routine. That doesn't challenge you. Don't be complacent. If the routine is working and you're grooving, in your good mood, in a good groove, don't stay there. You can't grow in complacency. It's time for you to level up. It's time for you to level up. If you got a good routine, the routine should be challenging. It should challenge you. You know what I mean? And I think it's good, It's good if you've got the routine and you got your to-do list down and you feel balanced and you've got your vacations planned and all that, and you're rocking and you're rolling. My question to you is, are you coasting and not growing? Don't coast, grow. You should be eager to grow. Eager to grow. It's just one life. This new day is not promised tomorrow. This new day is a gift. This new day is ours. Like I said before, it's ours to keep. It's ours to protect. It's ours to just like, be bountiful, like just prosper in it. And so I just encourage us again, ask yourself, are you coasting? Are you coasting and not growing? And then this is just to wrap this up for today. I got some final thoughts. And this is our segment on Q tip. If this is your first time again watching this podcast and listening to this, I'm Brother Q. I'm the host of Q's Lounge. And again, I appreciate you guys for being here. So my tip for today, with this new day, it's special. I say to you to chant and speak your reasons and purpose to yourself throughout your day. The morning goes by so quick. By the time you get to the car, somebody's driving in front of you, crossing you, you can kind of lose your whole day almost, but that's okay. I'm telling you to just keep on chanting whatever you prayed, whatever you used to renew your mind. I'm encouraging you to speak those things over and over again over your life and just throughout your day, just to yourself. You know what I mean? Like speak to yourself. For me, I'll speak to the Father, and I say, you just repeat these things over and over again. No matter what you believe something, but I want you to believe that you have power in your voice and in your mind and in your heart to speak over things that, like if you want peace, you can have peace. It doesn't look peaceful right now, but you can have it because you continuing to focus yourself by, chanting if you need to. Sometimes I chant to myself, you got this, Q. We got this. It's a new day, Q. This is a new day. And it's over and over again that, that you repeat these things to yourself throughout the day because you got to deal, with Brian at the office, or Jennifer, and no offense to the Brians and the Jennifers. I'm just using these names, but you got to deal with that person who's difficult, that person you feel like that's been antagonizing you and whatnot. And so I just say to us to repeat those things. And then as you go throughout the day, I think it's important for us to be present, remembering how you started the day intentionally. You started the day intentionally to be focused, to embrace this day as a gift. You approach this day to be whole. You approach this day to be in one piece and to do your very best and give your very best. You approach this day to let go of some baggage, right? You approach this day saying, hey, I'm not going to be thinking those negative thoughts today. You approach this day early in the day. Remember when you journaled, remember what you wrote. Go back and read what you wrote that day. You have tools that you have that we don't necessarily like dig into, that we have that can help us to stay in alignment with what we did the night before we went to bed, right? We talked about leaving things behind at the beginning of the year. We started there. We woke up this morning. Thank God we woke up this morning on this new day, and let's not forget. And you might need to write a post-it. You might need to, I don't know, send yourself an email. If you got Outlook, you can send you one of them timed emails, say at 6:00, or put a notification in your phone to let you know today is a new day. Don't forget the renewing of your mind and all these things. And then my last one, super important, because Brother Q wants you to be love. I didn't say loved. I want you to be loved, but I want you to be love. I want you to know that you are love. And so how do we do that? Let's just be love. Like, let's just get into it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get into it. So my recommendation is to love on your loved ones before you leave the house. So the men, I'm telling you straight up, look at me. I'm telling you, men, grab your woman, hold her. Yeah, just hold her. Don't even say anything. Just grab her and hold her firmly. Don't even say anything. Don't say things that you don't mean. Just hold her. Be still. And just let that and let that just permeate. Let's let that just be. Grab her and hold her before she leaves. Hey, baby, come here. Hey, bring her close. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Just shh, quiet her. quieter. That's how that's how you start your day. Love on your wife. Love on her. Hold her close. Almost hold her so close that she can remember your first dance at your wedding. And then ladies, hold us. Grab us. We need to be grabbed. We need to be held. Yeah. It's okay to grab us. I'm giving you permission for all men across the land, even the guy who's so busy, he's running this business and that business and doing all the grab him, hold him. See what happens. Let me know. I trust and believe you. I trust and believe you grab and hold that man. You don't have to say anything if you don't have words. But I want you to take that action. And it's that in just a moment, just a silence. And let your energy, let your hearts just be connected for a moment. Because you'll go day by day by day and sometimes never have a moment like that. You can have sex and still not have a moment like that. That's crazy. The most intimate thing in the world. One of the most intimate things in the world. Because I believe that, prayer is intimate. And so for our children, don't leave the house without expressing to your children wholeheartedly why you love them. And tell them what you are proud of them. What makes you proud about them. Tell them why you love them. Don't just say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not enough. And if you're doing that, stop. It's not enough. You're faking it. You're fumes. It's not enough. You tell me why you love me. You tell me why you're proud of me. That means you internalize some thoughts about me in your heart and in your mind. And I can believe it. But if you just tell me I love you, because I see love is everywhere. People love, the Lakers. They love they love food, they love Mercedes-Benz. They love whatever that they love. But you just telling me I love you. No, I need you to tell me why you love me. Internalize it. And if you don't have the words, something you to work on, something to spend some time. Again, I say all these things to make sure you spend time alone, to be able to get your mind centered. Your children are your treasure. So pour into them, what makes you proud of them and why you love them. And try so much to stay away from just compliments of their exterior, just their exterior, just their exterior appearance, right? And focus on the heart. Focus on the heart, focus on their mind, grow them, encourage their intellect. These are the things that we're seeking still as adults. So leave your house, with the intent to love on your family, and that gets you filled up as well. And if that's a challenge, that's okay. Just work at it. Just don't give up. Don't give up on making those connections, being able to grab your wife. You can't grab your wife because she's running away. Keep chasing her. You know what I mean? Keep chasing her. Don't stop chasing her because you chased her before. Keep chasing her. And ladies, you do the same thing. Don't be so prideful that you can't chase your man. We need some help, and we have some things that are on us that we're not disclosing, and we need you to chase us. We need you to help us. And so chase us down if we're running, and if we're getting awkward, in those moments. Oh my God, we're doing this again. Yeah, we're doing this again. Apologize for that, you guys. And then my last one, if you can get to it. This is my last one. I'm promising them out. If you can get to it, you loved on your kids, you loved on your wife. My hope is that you get to a point before you leave for the day that you can have family prayer, that you can pray together as a family. And the men, especially, you got to make sure your head is right. You got to make sure your head is right, fellas. You can't lead. You cannot lead if you are headless. And so I'm in my faith, I know God is to be our head. So if God is not your head, and your pride, your ego, your lust, your selfishness, your, just your own like masculine, your own desire is what your motivation is, then your head isn't right. So get your head right, gentlemen, so that you can be get to this point, to be able to lead your family in prayer and cover your family, cover yourself. So we got to get a God head, brothers. And this is for everybody. You want to make sure that you got a head that is not filled of just mess. So this is a new day. This is a gift. How are you approaching this day? Have you approached this day as, wow, today is Tuesday, or whatever, today is Tuesday. And this day, I made it this far. How are you approaching it? Is it in dread? Is it in like, my God, it's Tuesday, I got meetings, all these different things? I encourage you to approach the day with hope, with excitement and enthusiasm, with gratitude. And like your day can be transformational. Your morning can be transformational, just the same way as the night. But let's reframe it, let's reshape it. And you definitely have my prayer. So I'm going to be heading out. I want to thank you all for tuning in and following me. I'm still, hoping that many of you that have yet to follow and subscribe on YouTube, that you do that as well on Instagram and as well on TikTok. My goodness, I'm looking for more of my followers. I've got thousands of followers on social media, and I still have yet to hit the mark to be able to go live on TikTok. So I'm asking you for your support on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I'm on Twitter as well. And if you're following me on Facebook, it's not like I'm asking you to cash at me. I'm just asking you to follow because it helps the crazy algorithm. And I really want to be able to reach as many people as I can wholeheartedly. This is not monetized. This is a free podcast. So thank you guys for thank you for allowing me the space, allowing me the voice to be able to speak with you and to engage with you. I know that many of the things that I have to share, you could care less, but you show that you care by just tuning in. And I thank you. The opportunity has been a blessing for me to do this podcast with you. And my prayer, just leaving out, is that you will seize the day. Don't let anyone steal your joy from this day. This day was made especially for you. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Peace.